Hey everyone, it is Saturday, March 25th, 2017, and it's time to go to work on music. It's been a great day so far. I'm in a really good place, and I'm excited for a good session. So, yesterday I had such a light practice that today was supposed to be a drum day, but I think I'm going to make it like a double day where I do some guitar work and some drum work on the same day. That's a little unusual for me, but I think I'm probably going to do that just because I didn't really get much practice in yesterday, and that's always a bit of a bummer. Probably going to take it reasonably light. I'm still in recovery mode from my workout on Thursday, and I'm doing this plan where it's like you pretty much go hard as you possibly can on one day, and then you have the whole week to recover. So time wise, it's quite efficient, but in terms of recovery, it can be a little intense. So I'm working on adjusting that. I may change that up as I go forward, but a big goal this year is to grow on the musical front. So I want to sink as much energy into that as possible. But yeah, so I'm going to hit some online classes. Going to hit some guitar and drum work. I might switch that up depending on how I'm feeling. And then just going to keep doing more horn library research. I'm trying to get some really fresh and great real sampled horns for my latest record, and I'm excited to maybe take the plunge at some point soon with that. So I just want to do my diligence, make sure I know everything that's out there before I commit. Let's get right into it. All right, solid online learning session. Nothing amazing. I mean, I was learning about MIDI receivers in the music technology class, and there's some weird stuff out there. Some really weird triggers, some really weird receivers. Yeah, but if you take the class, you'll know what I'm talking about. But it's cool to see how the technology's evolved, and in the 80s and 90s, people were maybe taking it like a little too far, but that's cool. I mean, that's what a lot of art is about exploring limitations and breaking boundaries, so respect that. And then I just kind of got lost, honestly, in some rock research, just doing some digging on Queens of the Stone Age, getting back into their catalog, realizing that John Theodore, who is one of my favorite drummers from my college days, who was the original drummer in the Mars Volta on those first three albums they did, which I just totally was obsessed with and super fell in love with when I was in my early 20s. Um, he's now playing with Queens of the Stone Age, so then that led me back to that Mars Volta material from back in the day, and I was listening back to some of that, and it was totally taking me back like 10 years. It was like, wow, it was intense. But yeah, man, just good to hear that that guy is still trucking and still doing his thing. Just, I really loved his sound and his style on those early Mars Volta records, and those records are just awesome progressive rock records. I mean, they just absolutely demolished it. So go back and listen to those if you haven't, if you like progressive music. If you don't, then whatever. It's probably a miss. But yeah, I kind of got sucked into that, and then I kind of got sucked into like that state of mind that I was in. It's amazing how music can bring us back to those times. And that was just a really difficult time, guys. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of struggle, a lot of just challenge and negativity, and it was hard, man. But that was sort of the time that I really committed to the musical path, and I think that that was one thing that really helped pull me out of that, which I think is interesting. So it was kind of a guiding light for a while, and I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to that. Um, but anyway, I want to get into some guitar practice now. I'm going to keep it pretty light, and I'll update you guys with what happens there. All right, good guitar practice. Definitely pretty short but focused. Just slowly speeding up and working on my sound control with this power chord exercise from the Musicism online class, and yeah, it's going well. Working a little bit on my singing, nothing major. I could tell that I was starting to get pretty fatigued a lot quicker than usual, which is kind of a sign that my body's still in recovery mode when I was working on some songs, so just kind of passed on that. Took a short break, had some food, and now I'm going to get into the drum practice, and I wanted to just buy myself a little bit of time to digest, so I started getting into the JP Bouvet online drum lessons. He's got a ton of free stuff on his website, and it's all super high quality, really, really great stuff. As the stuff that I've explored so far, and I've just been randomly clicking on things. But yeah, I've been meaning to get deeper into his catalog of lessons and ideas recently, and I've just got a backlog of so much stuff that I'm working on drum wise that I haven't taken that leap. And when I get into it, I want to make sure I can commit to it. Um, but he's got a ton of free lessons, and I just started exploring some of that stuff because it's like, drum practice time. And he's just a great player, really good teacher, explains things clearly, and has great ideas and a great way of conceptualizing things. And he's just so good. That those are the guys I want to learn from right now. It's like, okay, man, how are like you who are so raw, how do you think about this instrument? How do you think about practicing and playing, and what's going on in your head when you're approaching this instrument? Those are the people I want to learn from. So really excited to dive deeper into that stuff over the long haul. And it kind of hit me while I was watching it, like this path that I'm on is possibly and likely just totally limitless. Like I could just keep learning and keep working on stuff forever. There's always going to be something to develop, some next step, and it's part of the reason that I chose music as part of my path this time around in life. And yeah, it's both exciting and daunting at times, and it's just a good reminder to enjoy where you are and enjoy the process of being inspired enough to want to challenge yourself to get better at something. Like that is a beautiful thing, that pure inspiration, especially with things like art and music, which a lot of times it's not about money. It's not even necessarily about recognition from other people, although it is about those things for a lot of people, and that's fine. I'm not saying it shouldn't be about those. But a lot of times it's just a pure inspiration of just like, I want to be able to do that. And even if I can just hit it, if I can just groove like that myself and no one else ever knows that I can groove like that, like that's probably enough. And that pure inspiration is I just think that's a beautiful thing, man. So it's worth paying attention to and worth encouraging and nurturing. So yeah, with that said, let me get into a simple drum practice. I'm probably not going to push things too hard today. I'll see how I feel, and then we'll move on. Okay, good drum session. I'm not going to go too deep on that front just for physical but also time reasons right now because I'm sort of getting to the limit of my session today. So I'm going to take a short break and then just do a little bit of horn library research and then cut it off. I'm not sure that I would hit this rhythm of practice again in the future. If I do, I think I'd streamline it a little bit more, but it's given me something to think about in terms of what I could do as far as like a Saturday session goes. So I'll keep you guys updated with that. Okay, I killed the camera again, didn't feel like that long of a session, so I'm going to make this quick. Overall, really good session, still doing some more research. I still feel like there's one clear winner in the horn sample libraries thing. I'll let you guys know what I decide. Otherwise, have a great rest of the weekend, guys. Appreciate you tuning in. Hope you're out there grinding towards your goals, enjoying the process. That's what I'm doing. And I'll see you guys on Monday for more. Take care till then.